Good morning, Academy 55 members. David Garn here on Thursday, the 30th of May, 2024. It's 5 to 8 in the morning here in the UK. And we are looking for trades using the Academy 555 strategy on the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame. Before we carry on, let's do a bit of housekeeping, looking at your MT4. Making sure you have the Academy 55 indicators on your template. Also, more importantly, the trade assistant is you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, the all important 1%, risking 1% per trade. And if you wish to make sure this little box here is turned purple, so you can close all trades at a minute notice very, very easily. So what we can see here is we've had accumulation on the minute time frame. This area here is all accumulation. It's quite very, very clearly defined. And so therefore we need a definite show of price coming into areas like oversold here, oversold imbalance areas up here. A definite area for price to go to give us a more clear indication that we are indeed breaking out of consolidation. Me personally, my mindset is not 100% focused on trading at the moment. I have external reasons why that is. Nothing to do with myself, but family members. I have to attend hospital appointments and so on and so forth. Just to let you know, to tell you, because it's a reason. It might be a reason why you shouldn't be entering trading at that time when your mind is elsewhere, so to speak. Don't get me wrong, it's not too bad. And I can trade with you guys, of course I can, but I'm using it as a sort of a reason why sometimes you might not wish to trade if your mind is on other things. The clarity may not be as sharp as you need it to be, and that could be one reason. For example, like I said, it's fine. But I'm just letting you know. Like for example, as soon as we finish here, I've got to change and go to my main hospital with a family member for an appointment for checkups and stuff like that, and tomorrow and all that. So my mind isn't dedicated fully to my trading. And you might have occasions, not hospital appointments, but other reasons why you feel that your mind is not fully clarified to look at all this stuff and just be very dash and haphazard about it. Not saying you would be, but it could be an occasion to do that. And I'm just saying that as an example. Things like that could happen, but everything's fine. I know where I am in my world, if you know what I mean, and I can handle it all. But just using it as an example that I'm not fully focused on what I should be doing for various reasons. But then again, that's a good thing about the Academy 55 strategy. Green, green, green for a buy, red, red, red for a sell. That sort of thing. But when you're new, we like, well, at any time really, we like people to be fully focused on what they're doing. That's why we only choose like an hour that you can dedicate to this, so you are focused on how things are going for you. That's why we say only dedicate an hour, and then life catches up with you, and you could be focused on other things, and then you lose a tiny bit of focus on the job at hand, in this case, trading. But what we're seeing here now is we're seeing all this accumulation. We've got a bit of imbalance needs filling now. So the next trade I can take is a sell trade, which is good really, because we are underneath the purple line. So we've had a sell bias for quite a long time. Well, yeah. So all the way back. Well, I'm not going to go back any further because that's yesterday. But we've been in a sell bias for all that length of time. So we definitely are in a sell sort of bias. So if anything, you'd be wishing to take sells rather than buys for that reason. So continuing the theme, the next alert up is a sell alert anyway. So we'll see what happens, obviously. But we've got to really get out of this accumulation area. Still accumulation, but more volume is coming in. So the candles are getting bigger, but we're still in an accumulative zone at the minute. So I can draw it up. Rectangle. This area here is an accumulative zone. Get our right box will help. Consolidation. So really we want to break out of this box here and act on alerts that may happen. So if we go for a deeper buy and go into this box here, well, that's fine. Price is going to do what it's going to do. I can only react over the next sell alert if it's right, and only maybe if it's out of this area here. We'll wait and see what happens on that. Nice to see so many people on today. Hope you're having a good day. Of course, all premium members get to watch this live, and everybody else will be watching the recording, which will be up later on today in the various places. So we're now 3 minutes past 8 here in the UK. And it looks like we might maybe continuing this buy, but it's around the purple area where it wants to be. So this time of day, sometimes there are directional trend changes. So we may see, indeed, we may see price wishing to push up further up to these areas here, maybe to mitigate this imbalance. But it's certainly hanging around the purple area at the moment. This is the average of 462 of these candles. And this is where price tends to congregate more than anywhere else. So that's why it's there. And indeed, that's exactly what it's doing now. So from our point of view, we haven't got any clear indication that it's going to go up or down. It's like tossing a coin, it's heads or tails. But this is usually the sign when they do directional moves as London is opening. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on. Please keep those posts coming in. I'd love to see everybody's screenshots of what they've been up to with as far as Academy 55 is concerned. So I love to see them in the group, and so would everybody else. So if you do have a screenshot of what you've been doing, please consider putting it on in the group for everybody else to see. That would be great. But at the moment, not a lot is happening because of this consolidation that we're seeing. See, if I was to take a buy there, I would have been waiting for it to go out there, but then again, that would make my stop loss so big to be cautious that I might not have done that. Recognizing this purple line certainly would have to be above the purple line, because if I'd have taken it there, again, we've gone into consolidation and there's no definite moves. Not to say there won't be one, but it's a bit more of a risky situation because you're not banking on a move. You're basically getting into more of the same that was over here. They could be waiting on news that they know is coming up to see whether it's good news for the euro or bad news for the euro and acting accordingly. We don't know that. Or they could be accumulating buy orders, and when they get enough buy orders, then they'll get up there. Or it could be sell orders, and then they'll go down there. We don't know that either. At the moment, we're still in this accumulative state. I mean, my next move is cellular. Price gets down there, and moving on down in the sell. That would be my move that I could show you, because I can't take a buy because it happened at 6 minutes to 8, and indeed it might continue now because again we've got a directional change now because it's gone above the purple line. So indeed that may have been the case. Another thing I've noticed in the time I've been trading Academy 55 is also when you put a stop loss on the trend line. Personally, I like to see putting the stop loss on the start of the wave more than the trend line. I've got more faith in that. Not to say, of course, it works, but it's always a better feeling for me personally when I can put my stop loss on where the wave changes from red to green than the trend line. So because the trend line is above the wave, I like to see it the other way around. If I was to take a buy, that's just personal preference. And there's not enough data gathered from me to say that one way or the other. But personally, everybody's got their own little nuances like they like to do, and I would rather wait till the trend line was below the wave. But that's just me. I mean, it's just reiterate. It's nothing to do with the strategy. It's just my my gut feeling that the wave is a stronger reference point than the trend. But I haven't got any data to back that up. It's just my particular feelings of trading, and indeed you may have your own particular feelings of trading. And like for example, if you don't like what's going on now, come back again at another time of the day, 3 o'clock, for example, or 7 o'clock this evening, or you don't like the look of all this sort of stuff, and you don't think it's for you, it's fine. You don't. Hopefully, you're in a situation where you don't need to trade. You should never put yourself in a situation where you need to trade at any given time. Like for example, up here, this area here, I'll mark that out because it's significant. This this area here, where it's got 1 and 3 zeros at the end of it, that's what's called a key zone. This is a psychological area where long-term investors use that point to take money out or start a trade or end a trade. It's just a psychological level that people use. So, for example, this buy might be getting to this area here or just a bit beyond and decide to turn around again. That could be a definite scenario because of this what we call a key zone. We don't teach key zones, but it is a thing, and maybe you might want to YouTube that key zones. They're just psychological areas where people think about taking trades. Like, for example, a wick above a candle and a wick below a candle is a indecision candle, and that's psychological because people aren't decisive of what they want to do. Just as much as this is a psychological area where people put trades in, take trades out, that sort of carry on. This level here is, I'll put it on the put it on the 15-minute time frame. This area here is a lot of bunching up there, so that's an area of interest to look at. And indeed, price might be wanting to get up to these areas again before turning around, or indeed go a bit further and go into this imbalance up here. As far as the on my journal, I'm at 9% at the moment, so and it's coming to the end of the month. I didn't trade yesterday because of Euro news all day yesterday. Everybody's got their own different agendas. But yeah, so there's a definite commitment to go a bit higher. Are they going to tap into this imbalance area before deciding to come back down again? But the next trade I can take is a sell trade. And I'm quite happy just watching what's going on. And then if we do get into that area, into that cell, I'll re-examine obviously a lot more closely, and then we'll go from there. But price is hanging around this key zone area. Let's see, let's put it on the 15-minute and see if there's any right on the 15-minute there is definitely a buy, a stronger buy starting. trend line has gone green after a long spell of sells. So indeed, there could be a commitment to go. Get rid of this a minute. To actually go longer, but here is imbalance that's been created by the very recent move. Go on the hourly. Right, this has been. Let's go on the 4 hourly. This is the lowest has been since. As you can see, there's a wee bit more imbalance down here. Or has that been filled? Hang on, sorry, yeah, that imbalance has been filled. That on that candle there on the 4 hourly, there was a bit of imbalance there, but that's just been filled by that wick there. But indeed, that's the lowest it's been since Tuesday, the 14th of May, quite a while ago. 2 weeks, in fact. So where the lowest have been for the last 2 weeks. We'll go back to where we are. And now there might be a bit of a sell for us. I'm going to do that vertical line. So I can get my vertical line back. Vertical line, get another one. And I like to put it at 8 o'clock to see where a reference to where we are. There we go. Oh, and I get another image as well. And all the time congregating around this purple area. Got a feeling I probably will tap into that some stage. Trading tomorrow. Oh yeah, trading tomorrow has been an hour earlier because I have to go leave here fairly early tomorrow on another hospital appointment. So trading tomorrow is start at 5 to 7 in the morning here in the UK. So there was a time change. I hope you noticed that. I put that up a couple of days ago. So that's 5 to 7 tomorrow morning. So all my points marked out. We are at the key zone area. Could be lots of people placing trades here or taking trades out. these areas go in like 25s and 50s. So the next one is 25 up there. That's another big area of imbalance, by the way, up there. And then you got your 50. That's a good one that the price recognizes up there. There's a lot of strategies out there that do revolve around these key areas. Of course, we've got the best one here with the Academy 55, but I would say that. By the way, most strategies do work. The reason why they don't work is us. People tend to change them either consciously or unconsciously. But all strategies, well, I say all, 99% of strategies do not work in accumulation. And unfortunately, generally, 80% of trading ends in accumulation on one time zone or another. And we have to operate in the 20% when we think, or the strategy indicates that we're not in accumulation anymore at the moment, and they are making a move from one point to another. That's why we pick these times that we do. I mean, between 8 and 9 is for the EUR USD, which is our pair of choice. That's the time when, if there is any directional change, there is a bigger probability of a directional change between that time than other times of the day. Also, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's more volume comes into the market because of the New York Open. But now we could be brewing up for a bit of a sell. Parabolic has moved up. The is gradually moving down again. As you can see, the volume is flattening out. The volume ribbon is getting thinner and thinner. And being on the minute time frame, things can happen quite quickly. So I mean, in the next 5 minutes, we could find ourselves priced down here, and we're in a sell, or it might just continue the buy again, going into these imbalance areas. But we're here waiting regardless, and we'll see. But indeed, volume has come in a bit because the candles are getting bigger. You can actually see the volume coming in a little bit more, although we're on the minute, so it's not going crazy. Well, I think I'll turn over to MT4 a minute and see what goes there. And I'll put the lines on. Looking for a sell. Leave that floating for 2 pips and above, like that. But the volume ribbon is just starting to turn red. Of course, price is on the wave now. Trend line still green. So we might get a bit of a sell. Or we might get more accumulation. But we're here ready to act. There's a little bit of imbalance down here, which is good. But other than that, it might go double bottom down there. Price may go down to this level down here, or we may continue accumulating along this line. Does look a bit like there is we've been in a sell bias for such a long time, as I pointed out earlier on, but it does look like there may be an intention to go in a buy bias from now. So in other words, it'll be a continuation of this buy that I obviously won't be able to act on. So if that is the case, you might get a bit of a sell-off maybe after 9 o'clock, or indeed maybe come back on the US 100 this evening, or try again at 3 o'clock. Have a look. You don't need to take a trade. Don't suffer from what we call FOMO, fear of missing out. There's always going to be another trade. It's all about probabilities, really. If you feel there's a high probability of your trade being successful, and with Academy 55, that gives you that extra confidence that you need to take the trade with the green, 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 and the red, red, red. But you can look for extra probabilities in your trading, and you feel that you've got that. Maybe at another time, like looking at this accumulation really doesn't feel, and the fact that we're on quite a deep buy, and we could be going, just get off this now because I don't think the sell's going to ensue. So back onto TradingView, if indeed we do get into this imbalance area that we know needs to be filled at some stage, I mean, they could decide to trick all the retail traders to think they're doing that and enter into buys here. And if there's enough money accumulated here, they'll think, you know what, we'll do that at a later time, or we'll, we'll send price down here to take out all that accumulation. Depends on how many people they can see, how much money they can see down here in stop losses. Or how much they need price to go here at that time. All we're doing is following the footprints of what they're actually doing and acting accordingly. So we might get a bit of a little sell-off for 9 o'clock. But we might have started one there, but see, price has got to get down to here definitely that before that happens. Obviously, to send the parabots are above price. There's only been a few times that I've come on between 8 and 9 and there hasn't been a trade. And it is what it is, but this, as you can imagine, this may be one of them. Especially if it continues on this buy, all the time it's creating higher highs and higher lows. So we could be indeed on a directional change. This area here that on this line here, I pointed that out earlier as a significant area where price could turn around again. But then again, so was that, and it went through there. So what's to say it's going to go, it could go through that one. Like I say, to tap into this imbalance here. Or it could suspend it for later on today. You could drive yourself crazy thinking of all the different things it could do. Because at the end of the day, we don't know. We're just following what price is doing and what it's capable of doing. Oh, indecision, imbalance here. So if they do intend to do a bigger move, they may wish to come down here first, just to take that imbalance out and then carry on. Or if their intention is just to tap into this imbalance and then they could save that for later, obviously. But again, as we see, that line is certainly for the last 5 minutes or so, it has been an important line that price recognizes. Just to reiterate, the reason why we choose EUR USD as opposed to other forex pairs is because it has a lot smoother move to it generally, whereas GBP USD sometimes can get too volatile, sending spikes up. If you saw my video that I created a few weeks ago about the tug scenario in the choppy waters, the big boat being the USD and the little tug, which is the euro, pushing the EUR USD, the big tanker in the choppy water. And because it's a big boat, it doesn't react, bounce all over the place because it's a big boat. Whereas a smaller boat, like if it was the EUR USD against the GBP, if the EUR USD was to push the GBP USD, the tug would bounce everywhere. And that's what you would find with the price. I mean, it'll be spike, 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 spike. And the GBP USD in that sort of context is like whereas the EUR USD nudges the big tanker, the GBP USD is tends to ram it, so therefore it'll knock back. Hang on, we've got a sell going on. So look, change lines, see how quickly things change. Right, we're waiting for a sell alert. We might have a trade after all. Obviously, the wave is still green at the minute. Sell alert. Waiting for the trend to change to red. Price needs to go there. Want to make sure it's breaking away from this purple line, though, really. Trend line's still green, as you can see. Trend line's still green, but that could change in a click of a finger. All the time it can come up to mitigate that imbalance it's caused on the candle before, which is what it's doing now. Then change his mind again, and in which case the trend line not going red has kept us out of what potentially could have been a loss. And me on my 9% for the month so far. There's a couple of trades earlier on in the month that I didn't take with you guys because I just didn't feel right about it, but they won, and I could have been well over my 10%, but I'm not making excuses. It is what it is. With me on my 9% coming to the end of the month, I want to end up as high as I can, obviously. Let's take that line off again. See again, it's recognized this purple area here. That's how strong that purple line is, and the fact that the green line didn't go to red, but it may do soon if we, because all the time that green line is going more horizontal, as you notice. So we could still have a sell on our hands. The price gets down to these areas down here. I expect that trend line to go red, and we're on a, and like I say, it could happen rather quickly. Bit there like that. So you came up to get that imbalance on that candle there, and now it's gone into a bit of accumulation very, very briefly. But is there a bigger commitment to go for a sell? But what I'm seeing here is accumulation. Really, it's not nothing great to see. But we may get our 2-to-1, especially if that trend line goes red. But all the time the volume is decreasing with every minute it goes by, because the parabolic bars are getting closer to price. That means the volume is decreasing, whereas it was a greater volume there, obviously. But volume is decreasing now for this sell. If it was going to be a sell. And I don't feel too happy about this, really, because of the accumulation I'm seeing. But having said that, if we get a big volume burst down here, a definite sign of commitment to sell a bit more, especially at that moment, we may have a sell on hands. But we've got imbalance up here, it needs filling, and here. And all the while it's hugging this purple area. And all the time I'm saying that, we've got the red trend line now. But what I'm seeing is price just wishing to hug this area here. But we're only, where the stop loss is now is only 1.2 pips away. I need it to be 2 pips or more. I need price to be down here, really, to give me a better commitment for an actual sell. I'm not seeing any imbalances down here. There's no reason for price to come down here to mitigate any imbalances, but there is up here. And indeed, yeah, it's coming up here now to mitigate these imbalances. Yeah, so the situation has changed again. And now we can find ourselves on a buy, because that's the next alert, is a buy. And we indeed may be going into these areas up here. Let's put the there's the buy signal. Yeah. So we'll put the lines on. Go down to the trend line there. That's where the stop loss would be. Wave is green. Volume ribbon still red. Going for a buy now. This is a bit more of a risky trade because of the imbalances down here. But if we do have enough to get up there, that'll be nice. Let's draw it up on trading view. So I've got in there, just above that candle there. As you can see, we're in the middle of the imbalance that it's trying to mitigate. So if I draw long position there, that's where we got in there. Stop loss was down on the trend line, which also in turn makes my 2% up to there, which is okay because we have imbalance up here needs filling as well as that imbalance there. So maybe hopefully there will be a commitment to do it soon. If not, obviously it comes down and takes out my stop loss where I lose 1%. Myself, I won't be trading anymore today because I have other things to attend to. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave that like that so you can see the trade being placed. And we're going to finish this recording here now. And so you can mark that up for yourselves on TradingView or wherever with these coordinates. I got in at 1.08051. Stop loss is on the trend line. My take profit is at 1.08141. Because this could take a while, certainly over our 9 o'clock. Like I say, I have to be away fairly sharpish. And what I always do say anyway, there is actually no point in watching a trade because price will do what it's going to do. So if you suffer from anxiety, go away, boil a kettle, make a cup of tea, walk the dog. You know what I mean. There's no point watching this because you're not going to change your circumstance. So I'm going to leave this running and I'm going to go and get ready. I have to go out and watch the recording later. And I'll put a screenshot up underneath the recording. You can do the same. And hopefully we'll get our 2-to-1. So with that being said, guys, don't forget tomorrow morning, I will be here at 5 to 7 tomorrow morning. Thanks very much for being on, everybody watching it live and everybody else watching the recording. Have a great day. Cheers for now. Bye.